Really feel it is a huge honor and privilege for me, Radhakrishnan Srinivasan, to be hosting the Hindu Lit for Life 2026. It'll be great if you can put your mobile phones on silent. Thank you so much for that cue, honestly, because I was just about to say that. There are plenty of things that are happening in and around this particular auditorium for people who would want to slip in and out. The exits are there, so make sure that you just go out and come in without disturbing any of your fellow attendees. And also, just as a standing instruction, after each and every session, the authors will be available to sign the respective books in the stall that is right next to where we are. To my right, that is, as you just walk out, you will have the authors waiting for you to sign the books as well. So these are a few things that you might want to note as we start this particular morning. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I think this particular week is an auspicious week. We have celebrated and celebrating a very, very special week here in Tamil Nadu and across India. This is Pongal, and Pongal literally translates to, அதாவது அத மொழிபெயர்ப்பு பண்ணா பொங்கி வருது, boiling over or abundance is what it is. And I think that could be one of the key words that we can use as far as the Hindu Lit for Life 2026 is concerned. The word being abundance, abundance of thoughts, abundance of ideas, discussion, debates with people from every sphere of life that we have in our midst. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, first up for the Hindu group for organizing such a wonderful, wonderful event. From politics to sport to cinema, we've got them all here. And it is a journey that we started so many years ago. And talking about journey, here's a quick look at the journey that we have traversed over the years.
Every book begins with a voice. Every voice begins with a story. Every story grows powerful when it is shared. Literature grows deeper when it is experienced, discussed, and lived together. Literature doesn't stay confined to pages. It moves into cinema, into music, into journalism, into advertising, and now into social posts and podcasts, taking new forms every single day. For over a century, the Hindu has remained deeply committed to nurturing art, culture, and literature, giving voices not just a platform, but a lasting legacy. In 2011, Lit for Life was born, conceived and nurtured by the Hindu, a festival that broke the boxes built for literature, where ideas matter more than the glitz, where conversations linger longer beyond the applause, where literature is a catalyst for thought, debate, and discovery. A full-fledged festival of ideas, growing every year. By bringing readers closer to writers, not across barricades, but across tables and workshops. Not in hurried sessions, but in immersive, intimate engagements that leave you changed when you walk out. It's where cultures meet, where questions sharpen, where conversations stretch our world wider. Year after year, the sharpest minds from India and the world have gathered here to challenge, provoke, unlearn, and rethink. We move beyond cities. We take literature where audiences live, learn, question. And now, in its 13th edition, it returns sharper, broader, more alive than ever. The Hindu Lit for Life 2026. Join us. Let's celebrate every ounce of literature everywhere.
While I'll always thank the Hindu group for organizing such a spectacle year after year, I must thank the audience as well. Having seen different parts of the world at different times, I must say the crowd here in Chennai is just quite amazing, because we expect to start at 8:30 or 9:30 rather, and we start doing our rehearsal somewhere around 8:30. By 8:45, we have people coming in. Thank you so much to the spirit of Chennai. Wonderful. Thank you all. Really appreciate your support over the years. Talking about this particular festival and the festival over the years, I think for every festival to be organized very well, there needs to be a leader. There needs to be a backbone. May I kindly request you all to put your hands together as I invite Dr. Nirmala Lakshman, who's the chairperson, the Hindu group, the founder and the chair, the Hindu Lit for Life. Thank you so much, as always, for having us all under one roof. Please, ma'am. Thank you. Please. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest for today, it's Professor A.C. Grayling, the eminent philosopher and author. Lovely to have your company, sir. Must give you a bit of a heads up. Just watch out for a special session that is coming up very, very soon, where he talks about philosophy and artificial intelligence as well. Lovely. Thank you so much, sir. Please. Our guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, the former Chief Justice of India. His frank talk, his talks about a variety of aspects has impressed one and all. Thank you so much, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. Lovely. Please, sir. Mr. N. Ram, the director of the Hindu Group and the former editor-in-chief. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for one of the absolute stars of Indian journalism and world journalism over the years. My pleasure to invite Mr. N. Ravi, who is the former editor-in-chief and the director of Kasturi and Sons Limited. May I have the pleasure of the company of Mr. N. Murli, who is the director, Kasturi and Sons, and director, The Hindu. Could I request Mr. Suresh Nambat, who is the editor of the Hindu Group, to please join us on stage. Lovely to have you with us, sir. Mr. L.V. Navneet, who is the CEO of the Hindu. Lovely. Fit-looking Navneet. Lovely. Good to have you with us. And of course, Mr. Suresh Balakrishna, who is the CRO, the Chief Revenue Officer of the Hindu Group. Lovely to have you with us, as always. Right, ladies and gentlemen, first up, I invite Dr. Nirmala Lakshman, the chairperson of the Hindu Group and the founder and the chair of the Hindu Lit for Life, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to Lit for Life, the Hindus' festival of literature, where we celebrate words, ideas, and creativity. In this turbulent world where many of the certainties that we grew up with are being questioned, it's more important than ever to read, listen, discuss, and exchange ideas. Books and writing conjure up new worlds and shape our imagination. And it is our hope that the Hindu Lit for Life does just that. We have consistently strived to be a wide and inclusive platform for artists, writers, thinkers, and performers to share their ideas and creative vision with all those who value literature. As an integral part of an independent media house, we carry with us the honest and fearless traditions of the Hindu, of adherence to democratic values, social inclusiveness, justice, truth, and a firm commitment to the freedom of expression, which is the cornerstone of this festival. Across the globe, as well as here, we are witnessing threats to free speech, and democratic spaces are shrinking. Writing sometimes becomes an act of courage, and festivals like this should celebrate and stand by the voices that dissent, voices that are often powerless, and become spaces where freedom and humanity is celebrated. We are honored today by the presence and participation of Professor A.C. Grayling as chief guest at this year's festival. One of the leading, most influential public intellectuals of our times, Professor Grayling is a philosopher, distinguished academic, a humanist, and a commentator on ethics and human rights. As a prolific author, his presence here at the festival affirms the need for public engagement with the most vital questions of our times. And we are very grateful for his presence and for kindly agreeing to inaugurate the festival. We are extremely grateful to our guest of honor, the Honorable former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India, Shri D.Y. Chandrachud ji, for gracing this occasion, and look forward to discussing his new book on the Constitution, which will be the opening session of the festival. Honorable Justice Chandrachud ji has been one of the foremost judges of this country, and his progressive and reformative judgments have had a great impact on the social landscape in terms of protecting fundamental rights, including the rights of women, and in delivering social justice to marginalized communities. I'm very grateful to all our distinguished speakers and to our moderators guiding conversations for making the time and effort to be here at this festival. It is their work, their vision and integrity that keep literature festivals like this spirited and exciting. We are very glad too that this festival provides the opportunities for festival goers to meet their favorite authors and engage with them directly. We're also organizing book signings here today and tomorrow. And one of the most joyful sights for us is to see how many people buy books. And the measure of the festival is in no short measure due to to parameters like these, which assures us that there's a future for the printed book, for reading and for literature. This year, we have sessions over 3 spaces. We have had pre-festival gatherings such as LFL Unplugged and the LFL Dialogue in different cities, which have attracted huge audiences and proved to be very popular. We are hoping to add a mini children's festival next year and to encourage reading and thinking in young minds. The mobile library, which tours the city for several weeks, is another popular book exchange idea, which gives access to books in areas where books are hard to come by. I'd just like to take a moment to acknowledge the generous backing from our sponsors, which made such a festival possible. Our editor, Suresh Nambat, and our CEO, Navneet's unwavering support goes a long way in making this event a success. Our brilliant curators are a tight creative team and that firmly believe in the festival and have steadfastly delivered year upon year. My warm thanks to our festival director, Rachna Davidar, whose diligence, persistence and imagination has created an amazing lineup this year, and she's done this many times before as well. Deep gratitude to Kritika, who stands at the core of the festival and delivers it year upon year. Profound thanks also to Shonali Muthilali and Rosella Stephen, whose vision, enterprise and imagination expanded the contours of our curation. I thank Ramya Kannan, Chitra Swaminathan, Archana Subramanian and Bhavya Venkatesh. As always, there's no festival without them. A very special thanks to Suresh Balakrishna, our CEO, Aparajita Biswas, Vikram Murali, Sagar, and the entire brand events team who worked enthusiastically and tirelessly to produce this festival. Many colleagues from advertising and marketing have worked very hard to make this festival happen. The compares, the volunteers, and so many others who help to make this event a success we are grateful to all of them. The biggest measure of success of this festival is that people attend it, enjoy it, and tell us that they have been enriched. So thank you all for coming. And this year too, Lit for Life will bring you joy, new insights, and light up your days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for setting the stone and also probably give you a bit of an insight as to what is to come over the next few years as well. May I request Dr. Nirmala Lakshman to please step forward and all the dignitaries on stage to step forward to light the ceremonial lamp, please. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, here's wishing all of us the very best for the Hindu Lit for Life 2026, and hope we have a cracking couple of days for sure. Okay, then we get started. May I now invite the eminent philosopher and author, Professor A.C. Grayling, to deliver the inaugural address, please.
Thank you very much. I wish to begin by thanking the Hindu, our hosts and organizers. I'm very honored and pleased indeed to be here. As a somewhat over-prolific author, for which I apologize, I've been attending literary festivals for more than 25 years. And in the last 15 years or so, I've noticed the proliferation of festivals all around the world. And some of the leading festivals in the United Kingdom, Australia, here in India, have become bigger and bigger as years have passed by, marking the fact that the conversation about books and what books contain, about the stories that we live by and tell one another, and the ideas that leap off the page as we read, are a great inspiration for the conversation that any society has to have with itself. And in the last, I would say, 5 to 10 years, as authoritarian sentiment and indeed authoritarian regimes have risen to greater prominence in our world, that conversation is more acutely necessary than ever. I mean, what authoritarians want to do is to shut us up. They don't want us talking to one another, exchanging ideas, challenging one another, making one another think. And yet, the idea of a society staying alive, of keeping fresh, of always rethinking its assumptions, is so key to the whole debate that comes off the printed page and into our lives, that this kind of event, this Lit for Life festival, has to be crucial, has to be regarded as something so vital to the life of a culture and a society that we support it fully. I don't have to persuade you, you're here. You know what the point of this is, what to expect from it, what to give to it, how to engage with it. And the very first time that a festival anywhere is ended by some controversy over free speech, as I'm afraid has just happened in Australia with the Adelaide Writers' Week, every time that happens, we see one of the candles going out. And we have to keep those candles aflame, because people who write, people who read, people who come to literature festivals, people who come to take part in that great conversation are like people who are carrying those candles across the flood waters of difficulty, across the flood waters of time, hoping to be able to light new fires, new candles, new hopes on the other side of that river. And so the vital importance of events such as this one simply cannot be overstated. What is happening here in Chennai this weekend is something that gives us real hope that there are still good people with minds alive, with hopes fresh, looking forward to continuing that conversation, keeping those candles alight, engaging with one another, and therefore staying alive. Thank you very much indeed, and enjoy the weekend.
Thank you so much, Professor Grayling, for speaking about the importance of the literature festivals across the globe and also setting a context of what is to come and the importance of this particular, the Hindu Lit for Life 2026 here in Chennai. May I kindly request Mr. N. Ram to please come up to present a very special memento. Keep the applause going, ladies and gentlemen, for Professor A.C. Grayling. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing the occasion.
went down to hear him better.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Endram. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause to Justice D.Y. Chandrachud as I invite him to deliver the special address. Thank you.
Good morning and good wishes for Pongal, Makar Sankranti, Lori, Uttarayan, as we celebrated all over India. In my mother tongue, Marathi, we say on the occasion of this festival, Tilgul Gya and God Bola, which means that, accept the sesame seeds, the sweets which we offer you, and let's be sweet to each other. Well, literature rarely does that. Literature is not intended to do that. Literature speaks to the human condition in ways that no other medium quite can. A book does not merely tell us a story. It invites us into a life, a moment, or a moral crossroad that may be distant from our own, yet deeply familiar in its emotions. I was traveling over the last few days in my own home state of Maharashtra, 650 kilometers over 2 days, in a picturesque countryside. And every evening as the sun set, I saw these flocks of birds performing a ballet in the sky. And you wonder, does that ballet have a leader? Or is it really the interconnectedness of life which the ballet reflects? And I think it's the latter. Yesterday in the New York Times, Arthur Brooks has this beautiful piece on what neuroscience taught us 2 decades ago, which was that different parts of the brain have different points, different regions, a region for emotion, a region for reason, a region for cognitive analysis. And now recent developments tell you that that's all wrong. The entire brain is one interconnected whole. So what literature does really is to teach us about the interconnectedness of life. It questions the divisions of our age, the division between the right and the left, divisions based on gender, the binaries of gender, divisions based on region or politics or ideology, and teaches us to reflect on the innate interconnectedness of the human system. In that sense, in reading about other lives, we begin to recognize our own. Literature gives shapes to feelings we struggle to name and questions we hesitate to ask. It reminds us that uncertainty, hope, and vulnerability are shared human conditions rather than private failures. We encounter information today at a great speed, often in fragments, rarely within the time or space to pause and reflect. Classrooms are under pressure to keep pace with this rhythm. Attention spans have become shorter, engagement is frequently interrupted, and deep reading is increasingly replaced by quick summaries, reels, and headlines. Knowledge is abundant, information even more so, but reflection has become scarce. Therefore, the Hindu Lit for Life festival is a beacon, offering a powerful counterpoint to this culture of immediacy. It slows time down. It invites listeners to remain present, to follow a thought from beginning to end, and to sit with an idea even when it is uncomfortable or unfamiliar. What makes this literature festival truly unique is its collective nature. Reading is often a solitary act, but festivals transform it into a shared intellectual experience. Readers, writers, students, and teachers come together not merely to consume ideas, but to question, debate, and carry them forward. For our younger audience in particular, this experience can be transformative. Seeing authors speak about doubt, about discipline, failure, and revision demystifies creativity. It teaches that deep thinking is not an innate talent, but a practice that must be cultivated with patience. In a world shaped by constant digital affirmation, literature creates room for disagreement without hostility and curiosity without fear. It encourages young people to listen before responding and to understand before judging. Literature festivals therefore perform a civic function. They nurture the habits of attention, dialogue, and empathy that are essential not only for education, but for democracy itself. As we know, injustice rarely arrives with drama or spectacle. More often, it takes the form of small, almost invisible losses, a voice that goes unheard, a sense of belonging that slowly fades, a life that is no longer fully seen. Many books draw our attention not to sudden breakdowns in our societies, but to these gradual erasures. Learning to notice them matters because it helps us recognize harm early in our institutions, in our communities, and amongst ourselves. The Hindu Lit for Life has brought a convergence of writers who engage with history, with politics, music, and even sport. Their lives and work demonstrate that literature is not isolated from life. It converses with life. Essays, memoirs, fiction, and cultural commentary together create a space where ideas travel across boundaries and disciplines. Judgment, whether literary or judicial, demands patience, attention, and an openness to complexity. The discipline of reading closely, listening carefully, and resisting haste lies at the heart of both literature and justice. A jurist is trained to recognize that every case contains multiple truths, competing narratives, and silences that must be heard. Literature sharpens this sensibility. It reminds us that behind every argument lies a human story, and behind every conclusion lies a responsibility to reason with care. In a time when opinions are formed rapidly and expressed loudly, literature festivals model a different ethic for our time. They privilege conversation over assertion, curiosity over certainty, and understanding over victory. These are not merely cultural values, they are constitutional values. They transform individual memory into a collective conscience. For young readers especially, such spaces offer a rare education in thinking slowly and deeply. They demonstrate that ideas are worth wrestling with, that disagreement can be respectful, and that intellectual growth often begins with uncertainty rather than confidence. In bringing writers and readers together, the Hindu Lit for Life affirms the enduring relevance of books in public life. It creates a shared space where ideas are tested in conversation rather than consumed in isolation. By listening to one another across differences of language, belief, and experience, we learn to recognize not positions or identities, but people, fellow human beings whose lives are worthy of attention and care. The act of listening, truly listening, is central to both literature and life. Listening requires constant restraint, humility, and the willingness to accept that our own perspective may be incomplete. These habits sustain dialogue in moments of disagreement and make coexistence possible in a plural society. And that truly reflects India, its pluralism, and its strength in diversity. What ultimately endures beyond a festival are the habits it cultivates, a willingness to attend to complexity, to resist easy answers, and to hold space for difference. In nurturing these habits, the Hindu Lit for Life contributes meaningfully to the life of our society and to the conversations that will shape its future. It is in that spirit that I wish the festival a thoughtful and rewarding journey. My very grateful thanks to Nirmala Lakshman and to the entire team which has put together this festival and for inviting us this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. In this digital age where we look at each and every individual in accordance with the age group and the kind of social media that they spend their time in and the amount of time that they spend in, I think you've addressed pretty much one and all. From one generation that uses Snapchat to the other generation which ends up using Facebook. I think you've addressed one and all here. Thank you so much, sir. May I now invite Mr. N. Ravi to hand over a special memento to Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, please. Lovely to have you with us, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. May I now request Mr. Suresh Nambat, the editor, The Hindu, to please come forward to deliver his address.
Hello, and welcome to the Lit for Life Festival of Listening and Learning. This annual coming together of writers and readers might have had its origins in the literary review of the Sunday section of The Hindu, but it is now a standalone event as not only Chennai's very own literary festival, but also as part of the pantheon, linking up with other such festivals in other places across different periods. As someone wrote, or maybe said a long time ago, in the beginning was the word, and then there was light. Whatever be that context, the lit in Lit for Life points to both literature and light, to the enlightenment that words bring to the reader, the exchange of ideas, the path of progress, the way out of darkness and fear, and towards knowledge and freedom. This is a festival not just of books and publishers, but of writers and readers alike, a truly people's festival open to all. I hope we have 2 days of the very best of ideas and people. Thank you.
We've always had 2 days of wonderful festivals, and must say that I think we need to move from 2 to 3 actually, because such is the response that we have invariably had. I'm sure there's no reason to believe that we wouldn't have a couple of wonderful days as well. On that note, may I kindly invite Mr. L.V. Navneet, who's the CEO of the Hindu Group, to deliver his address.
Good morning and welcome to the Hindu Lit for Life 2026. This is the 14th edition of the Hindus Literature Festival. 14, incidentally, is the atomic number of silicon. Inspired by the ability of chip makers to pack more transistors onto a similar size chip, we have packed much more into this edition's two-day event. This year, we have added a third venue in the form of the Hindu showplace, in addition to the Sir Mutta Concert Hall in the Hindu Pavilion. The Hindu Lit for Life 2026 features almost 50 sessions with over 100 speakers spread over these 3 venues and 8 workshops at 3 distinct spaces. On behalf of the Hindu Group's Board of Directors and Dr. Nirmala Lakshman, Chairperson, the Hindu Group and founder and chair the Hindu Lit for Life, and the advisors, friends, and colleagues who worked tirelessly to put this event together, I welcome you all. A warm welcome and heartfelt gratitude to our lovely speakers, to those they are in conversation with, and to the curators of the festival. While this festival is about ideas and ideators, the idea of an event of this scale is made possible only with the help and generous support of our sponsors. Our thanks and gratitude to all the sponsors for being interested in and being invested in our festival. Finally, and most importantly, thanks to all of you, our readers, both in the audience and online. Your support and participation mean the world to us. We heard you last time, and we have tried to work on your suggestions to the best extent possible. Please continue to engage with us and offer your suggestions for us to implement in future editions of what is truly your festival. Enjoy the conversations and contribute to them during Q&A time at the end of each session and during the breaks. Do catch up with old friends and make new ones, soaking in the unique ambience that fascinating conversations around literature provides. For as P.G. Woodhouse said, and I quote, "There is no surer foundation for a beautiful friendship than a mutual taste in literature." Thanks for being part of this vibrant community. Let the conversations begin.
Thank you so much, Mr. Navneet, and thank you so much for talking about friendships, because finally we are not talking about virtual friends here. We're talking about real friends that we make in this world for a change, must say. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Suresh Balakrishna, who's the Chief Revenue Officer of the Hindu Group.
Welcome everybody to the Hindu Lit for Life 2026. No surprise, the audience, the hall is completely packed to the rafters, and we had lines starting at 8:30 in the morning today. So thank you very much for supporting this festival. And this is only the physical people. We have had a record registration this year. As of half an hour ago, we have had 10,234 registrations for this festival online. And that's a record number for us. So, and this record gets beaten every year. And I'm sure next year it'll be even bigger than this. But being the Chief Revenue Officer of this company, the lubricant for this whole festival, I have to thank all those people who provided the lubricant for making this festival so nice for all of y'all. So all our sponsors, and I'd like to thank all of them. This year's festival is proudly presented by the all-new Kia Seltos. Kia has been our title sponsor now for the second year in running, and they invest quite a lot in this festival because they believe in it. And we are also grateful to our associate institutions, Christ University and NITE. I'd like to extend our sincere thanks to our associate partners, Orchids, the International School, Hindustan Group of Institutions, State Bank of India, Indian Oil, Indian Overseas Bank, New India Assurance, Akshay Kalpa, United India Assurance, ICFAI Group, Chennai Port Authority, Waziram and Sons, Life Insurance Corporation of India, and Mahindra University for believing in the power of literature and dialogue. Our thanks also goes to Casa Grande, our reality partner, Government of Sikkim and Uttarakhand government, our state partner, Citizen, our official timekeeping partner, DBS Bank, our regional partner, Bihar Tourism, our tourism partner, Crossword, our bookstore partner whom you will encounter after every session, hopefully, Repute, our water partner, and Big FM, our radio partner. Our special word of thanks to Hyperlink, the event company that's put this fabulous festival together for you. But just about as we were starting this festival around 9 o'clock in the morning, Nirmala Lakshman walked in, and I took her to introduce her to Mr. Grayling. They hadn't met before. And how I introduced Nirmala Lakshman to Mr. Grayling was, please meet Hindu Lit for Life. You know, because that's what she is. You know, that's what she has created. And she's been ably helped by Rachna Davidar. Wherever you are, Rachna, take a bow for doing such a fabulous job. And of course, the invisible powerhouse behind this literature festival is Kritika, the producer of this festival. Kritika, wherever you are, fabulous. You've done a fabulous job. It's been all the speakers, sir, the moderators, volunteers, partners, thank you very much. And to all of y'all, have a wonderful 2 days. Relax. There's a food court out there. Attend the sessions you want. It's going to be a struggle because there are 3 consecutive venues this year. Unlike last year where there were 2 was difficult. Now there are 3 venues. So you have to decide which venue you want to go to. I promise you, you will miss some sessions you want to attend, but that's life. You can't be in 3 places at the same time. That's how good the curation of this festival is. You will want to be there all the time. And I thought Nirmala Lakshman did not like me. I just realized the compere also doesn't like me when he said next year we have to make it 3 days. Well, that means more pressure on me. But yes, we shall try and make it 3 days. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Suresh Balakrishna. What's life without pressure being the CRO? And of all the people who spoke before him, there was only one person who spoke about numbers. That was the CRO, the Chief Revenue Officer. Spoke about the registrations. Of course, an important part. Well done. Thank you so much once again to the Hindu group. Right, it's time now to start off with the first session, which means may I kindly request the dignitaries on the stage to please take your seats. I think they need a group photograph. If you can just pose together for the cameras, please. Thank you. Thanks.